Okay, so I needs to go to Somerset. Have a few missions there. Yep. Where am I? Where's the closest? Go ahead and grab that real quick. Actually, I can use the way shrine to get even closer.
Please, someone, we need help.
Go get these rune stones. What do you say? Yeah. I tell you, sometimes I get suckered into these little missions. Enjoy them so much. It's an easy way to progress.
Once you recover 3, you likely know. We begin at the enchanting table. There you will combine a rune of potency, essence, each glyph. Indeed you can.
Yeah.
Jode, Dekepa, Ta.
Trifling glyph health. Trifling glyph. Recipe. I've got to figure out this enchanting list. This guy, okay. Bogota. Okay.
Jora Oko Ta.
Right. Cool.
Craft a glaive. You should attach it. Your command of the crafts is impressive, but not yet. Alchemist, as with master. Yes, there's a quiet area in the wilderness. You'll find it.
You know, I'll worry about him doing that later. So I want to do now. I want to go to Somerset with this fellow. Alright, back to Somerset. We are starting the Somerset quest.
Let the cat fight those monsters! I'm getting out of here! The island sprung a leak. Run!
Loud. Sorry about that. Okay. also want to get my Discord going here. Alright.
First, the Queen issues a decree that changes the status of Somerset from an isolated paradise into a tourist attraction. Now monsters, sea creatures, I've never seen anything like them. Well, I say let the cat fight them. Better him than me.
Okay. My Discord. Here we go.
Suddenly the ground opened, spewing water and strange creatures. They attacked us. Luckily, one of the newcomers, a Khajiit, leaped in and drove them back. Called himself Razumdar. He could probably use some help if you're so inclined.
Alright, Razumdar. Here I come, man. I'm eager to meet you, Razumdar.
Have you ever seen such creatures? Raz has not. Probably neither have you. You are a newcomer, yes? New to this island of high elves? This one has an eye for such things. And you look capable. So can Raz interest you in some cloak and dagger work? Ominous? No, nothing of the sort. Well, maybe a little of the sort. Depends on how things develop. Raz has come to Somerset at the behest of Queen Irene to make sure her decree regarding the opening of the island proceeds as she directed. Ask some questions, determine the mood in Shimmerin, and see how the newcomers are faring. Rumors have reached the Queen, and she is concerned. So Razumdar comes to see what is happening and fight strange creatures. Now Raz is concerned as well. While you ask questions around the city, Raz can take care of some other business. It may or may not involve scratching and clawing. Let's meet near the entrance to Shimmerin when you have something to report. Raz never saw such monsters in his life. They appear related to water, but this one tends to avoid this stuff. That pearl, though, Raz swears it was calling those creatures. A mystery for another time, perhaps. Now, we need to see to the... As a matter of fact, Raz made a list. Old Newell, a high elf artisan, spoke out. See what she complained about. Then there's Soxolza, a persecuted Argonian newcomer. Finally, Ranuel, a city resident noted in the Divine Prosecution's observation log. Old Newell complained about it. No. Raz doesn't want to prejudice your investigation. You will find out when you talk to her. The artists like to gather shells along the eastern coast. She uses them to make paints and dyes. True, not enough syllables. Ranuel's a Redguard, whose family has lived in Shimmerin for generations. He's a well-respected trader, with a few warehouses along the docks. Talk to him before the Divine Prosecution decides to arrest him. The Divine Prosecution serves as law-keepers and protectors of social standards. Very persnickety. When rules are broken, they record it in their observation logs. If your name winds up on their list, things get complicated. Something to do with monks and newcomer registration. Roz is looking into that. Last I heard, Soxolza was seen leaving the city and heading west. Probably trying to reach the water. Lizards like water, yes? Not Roz. Ugh. Roz hates the wet stuff. Nothing at all. Unless you think they came to Somerset because of the Queen's decree. No, that would be ridiculous. Let's not lose focus. Just see what old Newell, Soxolza, and Ranul have to say about newcomers and the mood in Shimarin. We need to confirm these rumors or else put an end to them. Everyone should be pleased with the Queen's decree. Opening the border shows progress, yes? However, if any of her loyal subjects reject progress, well, Raz needs to know that too. While you ask questions around the city, Raz can take care of some other business. It may or may not involve scratching. Raz knows very little about city ordinances or how to tell the difference between mead and ale, so let's avoid those topics, yes? Otherwise, this one knows all about the Queen's decree and the initial reaction of the nobles and kin lady. Queen Irene, her most excellent leader of the Aldmeri Dominion, has issued a decree opening the once forbidden land of Somerset to traders, visitors, and immigrants of all races. Controversial, yes, but for some. High elves talk of perfection, but they are a complicated people. Various individuals in Somerset take issue with their queen, with change of any sort, actually. The kin lady, for example. Some nobles. Makes my job complicated. Kin Lady Avenice has made her views on the Queen's decree quite clear. She calls it unreasonable, dangerous. A few of the city's nobles have sided with the Kin Lady, she has spoken against it. Now Raz needs to know how far she will go to defy the will of the Queen. Does she grumble but welcome the newcomers, or is she using every option at her disposal to block it? Raz is wounded to the core. Forgotten already. This one usually leaves a better impression. I am Razumda.
Alright, let's go talk to these people. Let's figure out what's going on.
Find your own patch of beef. Not that you'd understand the concept, but the path to Alaxon requires dedication and complete concentration. I must find the perfect shells, an ultimate concept practiced widely here in Somerset. Alaxon is the state of perfection that every high elf strives for. The path to Alaxon represents the approach. I believe in caution as much as the next high elf, but sometimes the rules get in the way of common sense. My apprentice lived here for more than a year. Good help is so hard to find. They took her away. Said they had to scrutinize her qualifications, test her knowledge of culture and etiquette. But I haven't seen her
Took
since.
away her assistant.
My work suffers,
Sounds a
so of
little
course I
hush-hush.
complained to the monks. Now I have to gather my own shell. They told me I could fill out some forms and appeal to the kin lady. But who has time for such bureaucracy? And for a wood elf? I've said too much. I have work to do in all... Perfection requires constant vigilance, so back to it.
Sky shards. I don't think Zola made it. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Just kicked me out. So very annoying, so very annoying. And the water hyacinth. Gone.
Seeking us, headed to the famed russet. Indeed.
I think I probably don't have skill points, but I was only looking out for them pretty flowers.
Hurrah, Caravel. How can a humble merchant help so exalted a personage on this fine and fine? The divine? Did a justiciar send you to harass me? I've lived in Somerset my whole life, and I did nothing wrong. You high elf. After I filled out all the proper forms and arranged to bring my cousin here, the ship arrived and they carted all the newcomers away. For questioning, they said. I complained to the kin lady, but what does it profit? Oh, my family has been here for generations and generations. Before the Queen's decree, outsiders might have been rare, but we were not unheard of. Our business has grown and gets better every day. That's why I sent for my cousin. Somerset is a rare and beautiful jewel in the Abetian Sea. I love it here. The High Elves treat us like children, but they have never...
Well, you seem like a nice fellow. Yeah, thank you. Now my mouse isn't working? Okay. Sure. Alright, you know what? This game is bugging the crap out of me. So we're going to quit the game, we're going to quit Steam. I'm going to figure this out. Because this is getting ridiculous. Some new patch. No new patch. Just being a bit of a jerk.
Something even further and deeper beyond. And you have, based on your
so let's see if we can get this thing to work again. We had some technical issues bugging the crap out of me over here, but we are going through the Somerset storyline one way or another. Make this work. Alright. So, let's head to Vegas. Go back to Roz. That cool cat Roz. Roz is flipping awesome. He's awesome in the trailer and he's good in the game too. Nightmares hunt us where we feel strongest. At home. Yeah, the voice actor they got for Roz was a good choice.
Next time I'm in, comrade, it is good to see the excellent. I know we'll all be drawn. Right. Our new guildmaster is an Argonian.
Yeah, let's go ahead and repair stuff. Always good to repair. Over here.
Excellent. Ha! Then let me be.
Alright, I need to ditch this jumping ship mission. Got me hung up in somewhere, so. Alright, Somerset.
Yeah.
There are a lot of torch bugs in this area. They are everywhere, just bugging me.
This is unheard of. Why have you closed the monastery?
Such anger. Raz never expected to hear such words from the Queen's loyal subjects. The sentiment isn't universal, but enough feel this way for Raz to be concerned. Did you learn anything interesting from the people I sent you to talk to? Sequester? Just a different word for imprisoned, yes. Ranul's cousin just arrived, but O'Newell's assistant has lived on Somerset since long before the Queen ever issued her decree. Why would the Aldar gather up newcomers and non-High Elf residents alike and send them to the monastery? Does the King Lady condone this behavior? Raz's head itches, and not in a good way. Our course is clear, Five Claw. We must. Raz admires your enthusiasm, but this one needs you to enter the monastery on your own. Raz has other fish to catch. This one will help you get past the sentry, though. When you notice that the sentry is distracted, just...
Well, the city's not bad looking. That's what I would call especially pretty. I mean, it's well designed. It's very vertical, but then again, we are on Shimmering Isles, so...
Mara.
An adventure? No! You have a... No! Rumor has it.
Yeah.
You there! I have a... Damn it! Why won't this work?
Did you see a golden knight?
I have no idea what that was, and I'm not sure I want to know.
That was kind of cool.
Sentry! Raz owes you for that game of cards, and has come to pay.
Well, I don't recall any. Did you say I won some gold?
Don't you remember? Raz always pays his debts, and he always buys the drinks.
Gold and drinks? Well, my...
So they like their ancestry. Cool. I feel like I should read everything in here. Read all the books. This is kind of well designed.
Oh, not now, please. Your spiritual well-being can wait until after my nap. You'll have to ask one of the monks that the new Aldark brought with him. They deal with all the newcomer testing and evaluations. I'm just a simple monk trying to catch up on my sleep.
I know how you feel,
That
man.
was a hint, by the way. Aldark Tilkala arrived right after the Queen issued her decree. He came highly recommended by Kinlady Avanice, or so I heard. It's not unusual for monks to form attachments and move together, but there's something the Aldark and his monks keep to themselves. They've taken the Undercroft for their own purposes and ordered the rest of us to avoid the ancient vaults beneath the monastery. The monastery should be a place of peace and meditation. The Aldark has closed us down until further notice. That... No, not...
Does one get to the basement of a monastery?
I hate trespassers. Are you going to add to my problems?
Do not waste my time.
I should be seeing your back walking out of here by now.
Unusual knick-knack for an Aldark's office, wouldn't you agree? I noticed you skulking around while I was engaged in some skulking of my own. I suppose we both came to the monastery with a similar purpose in mind. The sequestered newcomers. I came to find out what happened to a friend. I assume that's what brought you here as well? A house of worship shouldn't be used as an internment camp, and it shouldn't be locked to the public. Interesting. I've never seen anything quite like it. I find it intriguing and a bit disturbing. But we aren't here to discuss curios. Strange creatures notwithstanding, we need to find out what's happening with the missing newcomers. The sentry doesn't appear to have stopped you, so I could ask you the same question. Let's just agree that we both have our methods. Curious, but I feel that there's more going on in Shimmerine than the usual politics and community. That's the question, my cautious friend. We have a newly appointed Aldark and a disgruntled Kinlady, both opposed to the Queen's decree. What's their connection to the missing newcomers? I was about to explore the Undercroft.
I would love to.
A curious pearl. I wonder where the Aldark acquired it. Probably not important. I'll meet you in the Undercroft, and we can see what's going on with the newcomers.
You have no right to be in here.
Yeah, what you gonna do?
Something's wrong down here. I sense magic. Vile magic. cages? These people did nothing to deserve such treatment.
Thank the Divines! You aren't one of the monks. It's a nightmare. We came to Somerset to seek new opportunities. We barely stepped off the ship when they marched us to the monastery. Instead of questioning us or the usual high elf bureaucracy, the monks gathered them a few moments ago and took them through the door on the far side of the chamber. Please, let me out of here before they take me away like the other.
Is that a skull?
Oh, thank you for setting me free.
A Daedra? Here? And that's a Scoffin, if I remember my Daedric recitations correctly. Very curious. An excellent question, and one I hope to find the answer to.
Daedra.
From the evidence before us, it appears this Nord killed the Scoffin before he succumbed to his own wounds. Good for him. I found this key on the creature's belt, so we can open that door.
When does it hatch? How's it going? Evasive booked. When does what hatch?
Then I suggest we pick up the pace. We need to determine what's actually happening down here, and who's behind all this.
Hang on a second. Let me
Without
check.
answers to those questions, we won't be able to decide on our best course of action.
Ah, sorry about that. The giant egg on the camera. Ah, ha, ha, ha. He's got jokes. He's got jokes, folks. Ah, yeah. Well, I've been, I'd say I've been sitting on it for a while, but, not true, not true. Yeah, save a fortune on hair care products, though, that's for sure. How are you doing today, man? Pick the pace and you determine what's actually happening. There he goes. I like Daedra stuff. The Daedra stuff's gonna be fun.
I'll explain everything later.
I think.
For now, we need
One
to
can
hurry.
only hope for a visit from Sheogorath.
More newcomers? Unfortunately, the magic only affects those who have been prepared. But never fear. Your turn will come.
Daedric cultists?
Yeah. This looks like... Hello there.
I'll deal with the pearl. You hold off these creatures.
I'd be happy to hold off these creatures.
The pearl's magic attracts these creatures. Hold them off while I complete my spell.
These, spells could be interesting. Target is immune to my vampire powers. That's not particularly fun. You guys. You are especially lovely. this evasive book? Are you just
Come on,
perusing
let's
the
talk
ESO
outside.
streams, or are you just, you know, loving looking at the giant egg?
Those poor people. This wasn't just about newcomers and
Daedric
opposing
magic.
the Queen's decree. That was I promised to explain what I know. I suppose that now's as good a time as any.
Yeah.
I'm a member of the Sijic Order.
Yeah, I figured.
Our
you were
Right
a member of
Master
the
sent
Sijic
me to
Order.
investigate a warning we received about a plot involving Somerset. The Sijic Order is an ancient magical monastic society. We served as advisors to the rulers of Tamriel, but that was before we removed our island home from the world. Now this threat has drawn us back. But why are you involved in all this?
I'm working with Razumdar.
An Eye of the Queen? Interesting. I diffused the Daedric magic and transported the pearl to Artaeum, the
Hopefully
Sijic
I'll get
Island,
to
for
go to
safekeeping
Artaeum.
and study,
Process
so we
of
can
absorption.
learn more about it. But we can discuss this further once we get out of here.
Agreed. Let's find an exit. Just trying to earn my way through here. Do I have any incentive to go this way? If there's anything back here. Here we go. That spear is awesome. I tell you, it's so much fun how humbling it is to watch your enemies just fly across the room. Hyper to my vampire powers. Wow. Took that one like a champ, did you? I mean, we don't really know each other like that, but burn in here. Alright. Alright, I'm looking. Got my crafting character just going recently here. so much easier to go through it if there were someone else here. And you! Thanks for all the help. Thanks for all the help sitting there in the corner. Ah. Lazy bag of bones you. Badlings. Oh.
Living on Altea for a few centuries doesn't prepare you for physical activity. Let the Eye of the Queen know what we discovered, and I'll catch up with you later.
You are old and overweight. Well, here's Laura. He's in there. Get out of here. Okay. So I can't take a bottle, but I can take a seat. Oh, there's nobody here to listen to my jokes. Let's see. Anchor's a way in. Wonder if there's a way in through the front door.
Can you believe the audacity?
Alright, let's get some, if you got... Nope, you don't have any recipes. That's what I want, so... let's sell... the stuff. I don't think I have just a whole ton of... Alright. So I gotta find the stairs. There we go.
Ah, this one's new partner returns. What interesting scandal did you uncover? That isn't the kind of scandal Raz was hoping for.
Very disappointed, kitty man.
Daedric rituals, and traitorous behavior have a way of ruining an otherwise perfect day. We need to learn the extent of the Kin Lady's involvement. And by we, Raz means you. Accuse? Not exactly. Raz wants you to talk to her. See what she knows about the Oldar. The Kin Lady is meeting with local leaders. Attend that meeting and learn the truth. This invitation and set... A Sijik? Raz has heard rumors, but there are always rumors about the Sijiks. For an island of sages who disappeared more than 300 years ago, they certainly seem to get around. Did this Sijik mage say what the Order was investigating? There was a life-sucking pearl. You should probably have led with that bit of information. Well, we can worry about the Sijik mage and figure out where these pearls came from. Kin Lady Avenice and Raz do not get along. You see, there was a horse, a platter of pudding tarts, and... No. This one won't bore you with the sordid details. Besides...
To the other side of town. It's kind of a cool outfit.
Yes? And who might you be? The kin lady is currently engaged. She's... Yes. So you do. And may I say that you're...
We all have concerns regarding the Queen's decree. I assure you that I am working...
Have you come to hear what the kin lady has to say as well?
Very cool.
I thought her open letter brilliantly captured the mood of Somerset's elite, but the Ascendants know the Queen has her supporters, even here. Does it? Perhaps. The newcomers are different. They understand neither Altmer society nor the rules of protocol and etiquette. Makes my job as an officer of the Divine Prosecution more difficult. I just hope the new Aldark really... The Divine Prosecution serves as Somerset's premier lawkeepers. We enforce secular and religious law, making sure that all social and cultural rules are adhered to. The fact that you didn't know that proves the Aldark's concerns are justified. Well, don't really know the new Aldark all that. Wait a moment. I don't know who you are, and I'm not sure I like the tenor of your questions. Perhaps you should move...
I see the Queen's decree has even attracted some of our wayward brethren back to our shores. But make no mistake, Ultima or not, you're as much a newcomer as one of... You heard that somewhere, did you? I'll have to have a discussion with the Divine Prosecution about how lax our security has become. No, I jest. The kin lady and I have nothing but the best interests of Somerset and the newcomers in mind. You really are well informed about things here in Shimmerine, aren't you? For an outsider. Though your heritage might be Altmer, but you aren't a native of Somerset. You simply don't have the bearing and cultured air of a true child of the island. That's a serious accusation to toss around so casually. What did you say your name was again? I want to make sure to add it to the Divine Prosecution's observation log. I suddenly remembered some business I need to deal with as well. Feel free to pester.
Yeah.
How dare you barge into my home without so much as a bio... I'm sorry, Kerem, but I have no time for petitions or solicitations today. I have important work to get back to. Perhaps you can talk... Oh, such innocence. You really want to know why I oppose the Queen's order to allow newcomers to enter Somerset? Because I'm trying to protect both the island and the newcomers. It's in everyone's best interest that we maintain a separation. Aldark Tilkala came highly recommended. He has grand plans for protecting Shimmerine. Grand plans. Unfortunately, in my haste to deal with the Queen's decree, I may have made... Not that it's any concern of yours, but my Chancellor has been unable to verify the Aldark's existence prior to when we met. And I recommended him for the position at the monastery. I assure you, that's preposterous. Aldark Tikala sequesters the newcomers to ascertain their suitability for life in Somerset. Those who pass will find a place here. As for the rest, they'll be returned to wherever they came from.
My lady, one of the monks said to deliver this message. It's from the Aldark himself.
The Coral Forest. An odd location for a meeting, but I need to hear the Aldark's explanation.
This manor is closed by order of the Divine Prosecution, so I'll keep this brief. Who are you and what do you want? Aye, Sir Abane's ring, will I never be... Not here, clearly. Our draftsman drew up a few copies for just... It seems he... So you would... Spilling wine? That's a matter for the High Justice...
Psst. Pretend you are adjusting your boot or admiring the architecture. As hard as it may be, look anywhere but directly at Raz. Good, good. Raz thinks Avanis is as naive as she is complicit, but she's not a murderer. This new Aldark, though, has so much blood on his hands, it looks like he's wearing red gloves. From what I could discover, he didn't... The Coral Forest? A strange meeting place.
Yeah, I think we should go there and maybe
Raz thinks we should go and see what the Aldark is up to. After I take back that outfit, I might need it again later. Ah, you have a pretty admirer, my friend. The Psijic Sage, yes? Here she comes.
I'm glad I found you. While watching the King Lady's mansion, I saw her ladyship sneak out the back and leave the city.
The King Lady is meeting the Aldark in the Coral Forest. Raz smells something, and it isn't moon sugar biscuits.
Your reputation precedes you, Eye of the Queen. I am Valcerin of the Psijic Order, and I agree that the Aldark is more than a simple monk.
We should work together, yes? But let's travel separately to avoid attracting unwanted attention.
Man, I'm tired.
Raz will find you both at the Coral Forest.
Nice exit. Nice exit there.
Divines, save me.
Well, let's call that an evening for now. I think we'll do okay. Let's go ahead and clean up our inventory. Actually, please. What up, man?
How can I help you?
Rilis the 12th is an embarrassment and an abomination. You did well to destroy him.
depositing my soul gems in there. Switch. Talk to
Yes?
sell stuff. Okay. There we go. All right. So for everybody who watched this evening, I appreciate it. And we will be heading out. Y'all have a good one.